Good evening and welcome to tonight's episode of the 802 Iracing Leagues podcast. I am one of your hosts, Rob Lowell, and joining me as always is my co-host, Brandon Garrand. Brandon, how are you on this, kind of a bonus podcast this week on Tuesday?
Doing pretty good. Bonus pod. Get ready for the playoffs. Mostly just focus on the championship 5, but yeah, got the free nights now on Tuesday, so no racing. Yeah, the dirt league obviously after we wrapped that up last week. So yeah, I'm ready to grill the top 5 here. I know you're one of the 5, so I'm gonna be kind of hosting solo-ish, if you would say. So it should
Yeah,
be a fun little. We're gonna do like a round table-ish kind of thing, and yeah, I'm looking forward to asking you guys some questions and getting some preview to the next 3 races and your thoughts on the previous round. And
yeah. I figured
yeah,
you and I will get through the results real quick, talk about the race winner, and then by then hopefully Jim is on and um, Anthony, we're not sure if he's going to make it or not, depending on what he had going on tonight. So, hoping he makes it. It'd be nice to have all 5 of us on, but maybe
yeah,
if we don't catch him tonight, we'll catch him Friday night.
I will say Anthony is a plow guy, so we did get hit with a little bit more snow up here in the North Country again.
I,
So
I
I
got
don't know
about
what they got down there, but Anthony could be out plowing.
I got about 2 inches here in Essex, so
Yeah,
it kind of surprised me. I was not.
yeah, it's,
I was
fun
not.
surprise.
I'm not
Right?
impressed. At least I didn't stick to the driveway in the walkway, so ain't got a shovel or snow blow, so that's always good.
Yeah. Well, I am annoyed because it did end up canceling the races this week. Well, Can-Am, I was going to plan to
Yeah.
take the trip out. That got canceled, so that ruined my Saturday plans. I'm hoping Sunday still stays good, but I have little faith for that.
Yeah. So I will say this. For the time the schedule came out for the Super Dirt Car Series, I gave that about a 0.4% chance of even happening. That race has been on either the 358 series schedule for the first or second week in April, or the big block the last couple years schedule, and I don't think it's gone off once in like the last 11 years. So it was
we,
not picking up my
we
buddy
always
Dean,
are
but
anxious
it was.
to get racing.
I will tell you, you read the comments on the Super Dirt Car Series Facebook page announced that it was canceled, and it was about what you expect from passionate race fans. They asked, well, why do we schedule for the North Country in the snow belt where you can actually get a foot of lake effect snow in the middle of April? Why don't we do it in the southern tier or even Pennsylvania or New Jersey? So, um, yeah, I felt bad for Dean today. There was a lot of comments in the Super Dirt Series Facebook page that were probably predictable. But that's what he
Yeah,
gets paid the
it's
big bucks
just
for.
eager race guy. I mean, I feel like they try to start the season almost. It seems like earlier every year.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
early April is just not not racing weather up north
Well, I'll tell you, I do
as
remember.
much as we want it to be.
So 2012, after the 2 years of Albany Saratoga being pavement, that whole fiasco that Bruce Richards came up with.
One of the worst things that ever.
Yeah, it may be the worst racing decision in the Northeast history. But besides that, so Howie Commander and Lyle got control of it there. They leased it for 2012, and I remember they scheduled a Thursday, Friday night opening. They called it weekend, but it was Thursday, Friday, so it's not the weekend. But it was back-to-back nights of racing, and when they announced it in like January, we're all like, "What are they smoking?" You know. But it was 84 on Thursday and almost 90 on Friday. I remember being down there in shorts and washing the car on Friday and sweating our ass off. Um, so it can happen, like, you know, but for every year you get that, you get 5 or 6 years that it doesn't happen. So we'll get racing here for too long. So Homestead, Sunday night. A lot to unpack, but let's get to our race results real quick. Grant Humphrey in his third start. He started Vegas and then Gateway and now.
Yep. So 3.
Yep. He gets the win. Twin brother Tyler almost stole from the line. I think Grant won by maybe 6 inches. They were side by side.
It wasn't much.
And I am going to play the audio of coming off turn 4 of one of our drivers keying up and giving the old school Barney Hall MRN call off of turn 4. As you were having your little issue off turn 4, I was laughing my ass off over the driver keyed up, and I almost plowed into you because I was laughing so hard. So, but we'll get to that. I'm sure we'll get to that in the roundtable. So twin brother Tyler finishes second. Anthony Calatoni finishes third, punches his ticket into the final 5. Mike Kelly finishes 4th, and Bentley Glazer, I want to say that was only his second or third start with us, it seems like.
Yep, second
gets
or third. I think Texas and Michigan.
Yeah, he gets his gets a top 5 and a 5th place finish. You want to do the rest of the top 10?
My results are still loading right now.
Okay, so I'll run it through.
Anything on screen.
Nick Larson, who came in the night tied with the points lead with Anthony, finishes 6th. Steve Ritter, heck of a drive, did just about everything he could to make up a 8 point at the cut line and jump 3 guys. Finishes 7th. Josh Parker making another start. I want to say that's 4 or 5 for him somewhere part of the year. Finishes 8th. Chad Coleman finishes 9th. Jim Ott finishes 10th. You got yours up yet or no?
Yep, got him up now.
Okay,
so
let you run through the rest.
Yourself in 11th, Rob. 12th was Nate Brooker. 13th, Johnny Barker. 14th, Christopher Muse. 15th was Todd Parrott. 16th was myself. 17th was Donald Sieb. 18th, Joe Hudson. 19th, Ron Holyfield. 20th, Jeff Pogo. 21st, Bryson Anderson. 22nd, Sean Deal. 23rd, Tyler Waltz. 24th, Eli Raposa. 25th, Chris Progar. 26th, Evan Fuca. 27th, Scott Simley. 28th, Jason Wiley. 29th, Michael Strickland. 30th, Aiden Tatro, and 31st, Arabia Caton III. I will say, great field, 31 cars, really full field. So that was awesome to see.
It was great to see, especially with 4 races left of the season. You know, you're up over north of 31, and then that really put some I want to say tension, drama into the playoff picture because hey, there's only 15 cars. You know, Anthony and Nick are safe there. With 31, there was no one safe. Not a single guy in the top 5 that was above the cut line went in there safe. If Anthony and Nick got wrecked on lap 1, they finished 31st. You know, someone could finish 14th and leap them. So, makes it for a lot of drama.
And there was plenty of chances for drama with the amount of cautions that we did actually have. And
yeah, I'll go back up. Back up here. 8 cautions for 24 laps, 11 lead changes. And the strength of the field was 23-31. So, we got Nick and John in the waiting room, waiting to hear from Jim. I messaged him. I don't know if you've talked to him today.
No, I haven't talked to Jim.
Yesterday, he said he responded in the chat that he was good. So, I'm assuming he's just maybe running a little bit late here.
If I know Jim, he is a Michigan man, and the Michigan men's basketball team won last night. So maybe he did a little celebrating last night too. Who knows? So
we'll bring Johnny and Nick in so they're not sitting in the waiting booth. And then real quick, you want to go over our announcement today for the league? We give Jim maybe 5 minutes.
We can do that before we bring them in. And I'll let you. You've been. This is kind of like your spirit child. Well, I mean, we've all been kind of working on it, but mostly you know all more details. So we'll let you dive right into this.
Let me see if I can. Oh, that's not the picture I want. That's going to have to do. So today we announced our latest series. It's an uncapped, wide open, except for pro licenses, next gen elite series. It's gonna run Thursday nights. It's gonna be broadcast. It's Freaky Fast Broadcasting. We were with them in season 1 back in 2022, I believe. So,
Yep, 2022.
yep, we're getting back with them. And one of the reasons I wanted with this league to go away from Turn 3 is because we wanted Brett to have a chance to race with us. Brett Hahn, our broadcaster, on Friday and Saturday nights. And I can announce now, he did confirm to me about an hour ago, he will be in attendance running the 802 Next Gen Elite Series in the 71 car. So Brett Hahn, our normal announcer on Friday and Sunday nights, will be leaving the mic behind for Thursday nights and jumping on board. And my guess is he will probably end up teaming up with a certain three-man group that he's run with in the past, if I had to guess. So.
It's possible. I hope. I have not talked to Brett, but yeah, Brett ran with us before he had to jump into the booth during the Busch Series. So yeah, it's always fun to have. I mean, I love Brett in the booth. He's great, but he's also a lot of fun to race with and just banter with while we're racing. So really excited to give him a chance to be able to get out from behind the mic and race with us.
Yeah. So I have the. That is not right. That is not the right schedule. Hold on. I'll get the right one up here. Let me close that one out. Well, we're going to go with that one for now, even though it's not quite right. It does have some issues. Well, actually, maybe I can do it this way. I can't. It's the same thing. So we'll get it fixed. But we'll bring it up here. So it's going to be, all races are going to be 4% of actual cup length. And then originally we were going to start May 14th of Dover. This is going to follow the Cup Series, except for road courses. What I realized is we have a handful of guys that run the Sim 500 on Thursday night in their limited truck series. Some of those guys do plan on racing with us. They requested numbers. And I didn't want to put them in a position where they had to choose between missing races with us or leaving that series unfinished and ruining their points over there. So we're still going to start on May 14th, but the first three races are going to be non-points race. We call it a preseason race. It'll give the chance for guys that haven't raced together before to race together. We're going to broadcast it. Talk to Robert Moyer Jr. over at Freaky Fast. They're good with the broadcast of the non-points race. And what it's going to be is we're going to race the track on Thursday that the Cups will be racing on Sunday. So like this week, if we were racing this Thursday, we'd be racing at Bristol because a couple guys are at Bristol on Monday. And I know I've had a couple guys reach out that run Sim 500's Monday Night Cup Series. And they're really excited about this one because they essentially get a practice race in before their Sim 500 race on Monday night. So looking forward to it. Should be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I run in the Sim 500 on Mondays, and yeah, I usually get my butt kicked because those guys are pretty good. But also, like, that helps you. I mean, you get to watch these guys that, yeah, they may be out in front of you, but you can watch them, you can learn, and if any, it'll help you. It's just gonna help you get better. These guys are really good, and I'm really excited for it. I love that we have Freaky Fast back. They were part of my first 802 win, so yeah, it's really exciting to have. Nothing against Brett and the way he does his broadcast, but something about that two-man booth, having some guys have some banter back and forth that just gives great commentary, and that's why sometimes I like being in the booth with Brett just because I feel like it enhances the broadcast a little bit, just having two different perspectives of people going into the race. So, and one guy doesn't have to talk the whole time.
So yeah, more coming. That we're about a little over a month away. We're about almost 2 months away from the actual points season starting on that, but we're about a month and a week away from the preseason. So we'll talk more about it. Just wanted to kind of give it a minute here and make the announcement, and that's that. What were you going to say, Brandon?
Do you also want to mention that now? It's not directly correlated, but we are going to, as of like pretty much this week, the ARCA series will be no more. It's just yeah, it's a really hard time slot. As like I haven't made any of them, but you could probably attest to that more. It's just more. You pushed it back an hour, and then that kind of runs into like the issue of like people can't make the NIS race. So
Yeah, and we actually had less
yeah,
people pushing it back an hour than we did at 9 o'clock. I think it's just bad time of year. Maybe wintertime, that is a good time slot. But springtime, people are outside. You know, down south, everything's ripping and roaring for the summer months. So,
yeah, I
um,
was gonna say we're not quite ripping and roaring.
yeah.
we still
But
we're still in winter.
yeah. So we did have some chat today in the general chat about um, maybe finding a league for start up a series for Tuesday night since the dirt's done and over with for the summer, and I think there
Yep,
may be more to come on that.
yep.
So
I think yeah, it's kind of like a good. In a way, it's kind of a good idea because if you think all of our other series, we plan to run them throughout the whole year on their nights, but
yeah,
the Dirt League is essentially just a winter league because everybody that's in the Dirt League is gone racing most of the summer. So
yep,
not really the easiest to do a dirt season in the middle of summer. So yeah, there'd possibly be something in the works here to try to fill up that night, and we'll see what we can do. But
and the thing that I'm looking forward to is I think we have someone there that wants to step up and kind of do it. That will be great at it. Longtime member
yep,
of the league, valued member of the league, and I think between um, him and you helping, you have access to everything. So
yep,
I think it's gonna be one that I can just not. It's gonna be like the other Tuesday night series. I don't have to worry about a thing about it. So I'm looking forward to that. Maybe show up once in a
yeah.
while and race.
Not only that, it's just different ideas. I mean, it's kind me and you we're bouncing ideas back and forth from each other, and we can only come up with so many new ones, like
Yeah,
schedule wise and all that other stuff. So
yeah,
it'd be nice to have a little bit different,
yeah,
like ideas and thoughts of what
yeah.
they think might help a league run a little bit better. And you know what? We might learn something too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
Let's get Johnny and Nick in here and we'll get started, and then hopefully Jim joins us
Yeah.
while we're in
I
progress.
sent Jim a message. I'm sure you did too, and just to
Yeah.
check in. But
So I'll bring Johnny and Nick in, and you can take over. Okay, they're all here.
perfect. All right, joining me now, we got obviously Rob's here, but we also have Nick Larson and Johnny Barker. So basically, I'm gonna interview the WolfPack portion of this Championship 5. Nick, Johnny, how we doing tonight, guys?
Oh no, did we lose them already?
I wasn't sure if Johnny was going to go or me.
Johnny's a man of few words, Nick. You know that.
Yeah.
Oh, so am I. So, pretty good.
Brandon, it just dawned
Yeah.
on me. We did not go over the final results of the round
Oh
of
yeah.
10. So I have it up on
Yeah.
the
So you.
screen if you want to run
Yeah.
through that.
Yeah. Oh, I had that pulled up too. So yeah, the final 5 that got in. Obviously, we kind of already said their names. We got Anthony Calantoni. He was 27 above the cut line. Nick Larson was 23 above the cut line. Jim Ott was 12 above the cut line, and Rob and Johnny essentially tied at the cut line with 3,600 points. And then talk about close, because defending champ Jeff Pogo misses it by 1 point. Steve Ritter misses it by 2 points, and then Joe Hudson's 8 back. Then kind of a bigger gap. Eli's 27 back, and Frank, who missed it because yeah, it was Easter, and he would have had quite a. I mean, he was close to you, I think, in points. So it would have been interesting to see where Frank could have kind of laid out with this with after Pogo's troubles. But
He was 1 point behind me.
yeah,
He was right there.
yeah, that's what I mean. It was real close. So who knows if it's Frank? You never know what could have changed. But unfortunately, not making the start, Frank ends up 34 back from the cut line. So
And what I'll say is Frank's been historically good at Homestead. So he was one
yeah,
of the guys that I would expect to be in the top 10.
yeah. So we'll start with Nick because he picked up a win in this last round, and he was kind of the most comfortable out of the 3 of you guys that advanced. So we had you on the pod Friday, Nick, and we gave you what your points gap was, and then we gave you the idea of like how would you feel when if there was 30 plus cars that showed up to this race, and then little do you know, that's what happens. We end up with 31. So while you had the biggest gap, you weren't safe. Did that did that change the approach of this race at all for you, or how did you feel once you saw, okay, we got 31 cars and I'm gonna have to show up tonight?
No, not really. I mean, I just came into it just wanting to take care of my car and have a decent finish. I was aiming for our top 10.
Yeah, I'll say out of your team, they had a stressful night, but it seemed like you probably out of all of them had the most low key, quiet night. I mean, I was fixing damage most of the night, so I don't know how far you were up in the front, but it seemed like you were about 4th to 8th place car all night in a way. So
Yeah, that's about where I was. Yeah, about 4th to 8th, 9th. But yeah, when that one bigger wreck happened, Jim ended up clipping my left rear, and I almost went around. I was like, oh no, this is it. But I was able to save it.
And now, like you said, Jim you saw Jim and Jeff, and there's a couple, I think Joe Hudson was in that one, so you see that and you kind of like, whew, I skated through there.
Yep, in front large.
Like, now I feel a little bit of relief, like that gave you a little bit of relief for the rest of the race.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was like, okay, now I just gotta just pace myself and just keep my car together.
Yeah.
We can actually take a look at that if you want. I have it up here.
Oh, we do?
Yeah. We're gonna we got video for this tonight.
Oh, we're getting in race replays. I love it.
So
this is why Rob's in control, because
here's what I'll do. I'll stream. I can stream my main screen, and you guys now click on it, and you'll be able to see it, same as everyone else. Hey, if we're gonna do this, let's do it right?
I'm all for it. We're getting better. We're getting better each week. I love it.
Let me know when all three of you are looking.
Yeah, I'm ready to watch.
Yep.
You good, Johnny? You muted, bud? We haven't heard him yet.
It doesn't say he's muted.
Let me send him a text message.
Might have fell asleep. When we were sitting in the waiting room, he's like, "Oh, these guys take any longer, I'm gonna fall asleep."
So we'll get going here while Johnny answers.
Yeah.
So here we go. Let's watch Nick.
Ooh, another team. You guys are all right next to each other. There's all these. You are a pack, so.
There, we'll get this element, but we can see it. Here we go. So Nick had a close one there.
I bet you puckered up a little bit.
Oh, I did it because when I seen Joe and Paul go down underneath, I was like, okay, I'm by those guys, I'm okay. And then I feel I get clipped. I was like, oh no.
So we should probably watch this because Jeff, this was a big moment in the night. It actually affected me and Johnny and actually
obviously
put
Jeff
Steve
too.
really put Steve into play for getting in.
Yeah, because at this point you're what, 2 laps down still, Rob?
I am. No,
2 or
I am
3.
No, I am 1 lap down here, and someone doesn't hold their brakes and hits me as I'm crawling through.
That's right.
Takes away my left dog. So I'll let you call it out, Brandon.
Yeah, so I mean, Pogo's gets to run here to the inside a little bit, and Joe kind of drifts up, so they kind of just meet in the middle there, and then from there, takes out both my teammates in a way right here. This is what essentially ends Pogo's night. Just that huge hit. And yeah, luckily Jim was able to continue on through the race. I think everybody essentially was able to finish the race, but Pogo had 10 and a half minutes of damage from that hit. So that effectively what took him out of the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, everybody, we're all right kind of there. I mean, you see me up there in front. Johnny's right in front of you.
Yeah.
Everybody had to make their way through this is a big one, and it's not the biggest one because I mean we can go back to it earlier when I start talking to you about your race, but yeah, just I get it's part of racing, and I tell you what, the playoffs really put some pressure and really ramp up the emotions because I ain't seen Jeff that hot in a while. Like, and we've been teammates for a minute now, so he was pretty hot there, and yeah, it comes down to that one moment right there.
I think we got Johnny now. You there, Johnny?
Can you hear me now?
Now we can, bud.
All
Can
right.
you hear me now? I love it. Johnny, I thought you were just trying to duck out on a nice that grilling interview I told you I was going to give you.
No, I was steady talking. I'm like, I don't think they can hear me.
But yeah, I mean, this is one of the major turning points in the race, and I don't know if you want to go back to what happened early in the race with you, Rob, but talk about perseverance. Like in the moment, it didn't seem that way, but I mean, I think each one of us, I'm sure, has had a night where we got involved in an early accident. Obviously, you don't always come back to win the race, but you come back and get a top 10, and it feels like a win.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what I'll say is, and Nick and Johnny can attest to this. I kept saying if somehow I get 3 laps back, and I have time, I can still win this race. I had started 18th, and when this happens, I think I'm up to 8th. And I had my race labs up, and the way I have my race labs overlay set up is it shows me the top 5. And then it splits, and it shows me the 2 cars ahead of me, and then it shows me 2 cars behind me, and it shows last lap, and then it shows a last 5 lap average of their lap times. And about 4 or 5 laps before this wreck, everyone on that turned green. So on the 5 lap average. So what it shows you is if it's red, their 5 lap average is faster than you. If it's green, you're faster than them. And every lap, more and more guys kept turning green. And I had just looked the lap before, and I had 2/10 on everyone ahead of me on my 5 lap run average. And I really was thinking I'm just going to drive into the top 5 here. Not trying to sound conceited, but what I was seeing on my overlay was the telemetry was saying, I'd done a better job up to that point of saving tires, and it was starting to pay off. So we can actually watch here a couple laps.
I sure wish I felt that good.
We can watch for a couple laps here. Go back a lap. And just kind of give you a sense of... I will say right on the top was treacherous. If you got in too hard, you would brush the wall. It's a fine line between getting in there, and there's like a little grip strip up by the wall. Down to 1 and 2, you had to go in a little slightly under it and then drift up. In the middle of it, have your left side right on the top seam, and then follow it through. Down in 3 and 4, you could run the whole thing with your left sides on the top seam. But if you missed it by literally a couple inches, you were in the wall. So we'll watch a couple laps here. We'll see what happens. I will say is, I kind of put myself in a bad position getting down the front stretch, because I missed the corner here. I missed the bottom. So I'm up in no man's land, really no grip there, and Steve gets a run on me here on the front stretch. So yeah, I think of that.
That was me. That was me spinning on the outside. When I told you guys I had too much rear braking. That was me. No, don't show that. Don't show.
Oh, I seen it on the broadcast. I was like, oh, he's got a lot of rear brake on that.
Yes, he does.
One of the many downfalls of my driving style is always way too much rear brake, but
so
it works.
I go to take off.
I know the feeling.
I go take off there, and I don't know if I have a flat tire, and if it's hung on the progressive bank, and that's what they're gonna think of. Car wouldn't move, so I had to tow.
I couldn't move either from there. I'm like, I mic'd up to Jim and Jeff immediately. I'm like, I'm done. I think the bright front's broke right off it.
Yep, that's.
And I get back to the pits, and I had a minute and a half.
Well, that's it. I tow, and I have 48 seconds of damage. Don't understand it.
Yeah, it took a minute to get it going, but yeah, it must be that hill or it just the banking or something, because I was hung up and it just kept going to the right. But Johnny, you were also in this, so
yeah, we'll go back.
If you want to show Johnny's view, I mean,
yep.
This kind of started off your guys' both of your nights of attrition and battling and.
Well, Johnny starts on the green flag.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I totally forgot about that.
And honestly, I was so close of asking for the black to be cleared, and because I knew I didn't jump. I mean, I went when the green went out. I went and.
Yeah,
but I just had I had so much to lose. I was like, man, I don't know. All it takes is one of them to say no, and then I lose all points. So, I served my black.
Let's watch this, then we'll jump to that, Johnny.
Yeah, me, Jeff, and Jim were like, "Wow, Johnny's picking." Like, what? What happened? And I wasn't sure if you were doing kind of like what Frank did a couple weeks ago with just being like, "No, I fucked that up. I'm taking this myself. I'm just doing a pass through." But oh, yeah.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
Wow.
And I was so slow. I was thinking he was gonna stay up there, and he slid down, and I tried cutting around him, but. No, it actually gave me the black, and
yeah, it's definitely one of those things where you really got to hold your brakes after your wreck. I mean, I know it's not fun. You want to keep going so you don't lose your spots and all that stuff, but you really got to hold the brakes, and because it does that, and that's not any fun.
Let's
I borrowed something because it wasn't the car I had in practice.
Now, Johnny, I bet after qualifying second, you felt pretty good after the way Friday night went for you too.
Yeah,
let's mention that Johnny won the Friday night race.
Yes, he did.
Oh,
yeah, I picked you.
Yeah, I guarantee he would have done the same thing I did the week before. He would have got out front and he just took off.
Let's.
Yeah, I mean, I felt really good here, even in the Cup car.
I definitely felt better in the Cup car with it. How tight that Xfinity car was. My God.
And watch the green light. The flaggers that get hide behind his windscreen bar, but the green light,
yeah, I mean,
you cut a perfect light.
Yeah, it's like I think somebody took some screenshots, and it's if anything, it's not even light. It's so barely before it comes, you can't even call it. You really can't. Like Rob said, it's basically I think if you're at a drag strip there, The only way you're red lighting it is it's because it's .000001 or something. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
you got a lot of zeros in front of that first fucking number. Like that is like the perfect light.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him yesterday when we were looking at it. I was like, dude, Johnny, you treat him.
Yeah.
Now the only thing is like the only thing I'm kind of curious, like, does it give you the black flag like right when you accelerated there? Or does it wait? Like, is it after the start finish? Like, is it because you beat him to start finish? Like, I'm just curious. Like, why?
I'm thinking it's because it said if I ain't mistaken, it said that because I beat him to the leader to the line. But
yes.
I mean,
so I actually I'm in Discord. It's called iRacers Lounge Podcast Discord. They're one of the top iRacing podcasts.
Right behind us.
Yes. And I actually clicked this and put it out there, and one of their weekly harps is the broken race control. I mean, we all know iRacing has race control issues, and you know, Brad Wren and Mike Ellis are always harping on, hey, we don't need 18 different types of rainstorms. We don't need, you know, different types of debris on the track as far as paper products. How about we fix race control? They have a clip on there right now where everyone gets to wave around in a GT3 race, and because the course is so long, they only get halfway around the track, and because they're not quite halfway, when the green comes out, they'll get black flagged because they're, as far as the iRacing can see it, they're ahead of the pace car, they're not behind it. So then I posted this one, and you know, you always have guys that want to argue it, and one guy's like, well, the sporting code says you can't beat the leader to the line. It does, but the line before that is the initial start is when the iRacing green is thrown. So which is it, iRacing? Is it you can't beat the leader of the line, which means if the leader checks up and doesn't go, and the green's out,
if he misses a shift?
Yeah, do you have to get run over from behind? Or is it what it says up above where it says the initial start is on the race? It says race commences. Hold on, I'll read it to you. Kind of get in the weeds here, but I feel like it's a fair discussion because.
Well, and it's we say it almost every race. I know Dean says it during the dirt races. Yeah. Initial start is on the flagger.
Like, right, and that's what I go on.
It's rolling start race procedure 6.8.2.3. Exact wordage. The race should be started by the green flag or leader once the pace car has left the racing surface. As the front row of cars approach the start-finish line, the green flag will be shown, signifying the start of the race. Now, to most everyone, when the green flag's out, you go, right?
Yep.
6.8.2.4 says the leader of the second pace line may not pace in front of the leader of the first pace line, air quotes, pole position. If the leader of the second pace line passes the leader of the first pace line before the start-finish line, she may be issued a penalty by race control. So this is where I say race control is broke. Which is it? Is it, or is the sporting code broke? Which is it? Is it the green flag signifies the start of the race, or does the race, what you're really saying is, well, yeah, the green flag's out, but the race starts with the leader gets to the line because you can't pass him before then, no matter what he does.
And honestly, I'm gonna do this all. I mean, this ain't gonna change nothing I do, because if the leader, the guy that has the pole, when that green comes out and you sitting back there, just say you in fourth or sixth, whatever, and it's saying green, people's going.
Yeah, you're
I'm not getting run over from behind because
right.
Not saying he did it on this one, but just because the leader wants to play games down there, when the green flag comes out, you should go.
How much does Johnny beat him here to the line? I'm just curious, like on the outside. It's probably
it's quite a bit because.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go one frame at a time here. But everyone else is coming up on him too.
Well, yeah, Anthony's already ready to give Mike a shot. Like.
Yeah, I mean, if you look,
Anthony's already like.
If you look the gap,
I won't say gap, but he stretches out on Grant and gets closer to Mike.
Yeah, we'll look at the gap from Joe to Johnny, Steve to Joe, Anthony and Grant. Like the gap to the 43 is closing. Everyone else's gap is relatively the same, which tells me they all fired on the green too. And we're not saying Mike did anything wrong.
No.
I just think Johnny nailed the start. Like, it would be, in my mind, he cut the perfect line to use drag racing analysis. But
Well, I always hate starting second.
like, if you watch a gap to Joe Hudson,
Me too.
You're at mercy. I'd rather be third. I really would rather be anywhere but second.
Anthony's lifting here, not trying into Mike.
Well, yeah, and because Anthony can't change lanes yet.
Right.
And honestly, and that's the only last thing I'll say about this is if you back it up, Rob, look how far we are already past the restart zone. I can promise to you the green flag's out before we get to, you know what I mean, right there's the end of it. And we side by side, so I mean, if you don't go before we get to the end of the thing, they throwing the green in, I'm going.
Yeah. And what I'll say is, I think you're 65 here, and I think when you look, Mike's 64. If I remember from looking earlier, which, I'm not saying Mike's 65 here. I want to say his speed might drop down a little bit at some point. I feel like I saw that. Yeah, right there. So it drops down, and then. So, just like.
But anyhow, that was the start of terrible night.
Yeah, so we'll get through. We'll skip most of this, the middle portion of the race. I mean, not much. A lot of repairing cars, and I don't know if you ever went a lap down, Johnny. Rob did, but did you ever go a lap down?
No, I never went a lap down.
So you were kind of like the same as me, like fix as much damage as you could, then pull out.
Yep.
So. Yeah, so basically you guys had two different strategies of how to survive in that race, and you end up tied at the end of this in points, which is kind of funny. But so once you get all your damage fixed, Johnny, did you ever actually get everything fixed?
I did, and right there at the end, I got it all fixed. Caution come out, I was like, okay, I can go in, put new tires on, move up through the field. Well, coming into the pits, done a bonehead move and spun, and when I watched the replay, it didn't.
Oh yeah, you were right in front of me. I remember saying,
yeah,
like,
I was
holy
right.
Shit, Johnny just spun out coming into the pit road.
And I don't even know what I don't even know what I'd done. I was talking, and in fact, I was like, I don't even know if someone hit me, because it just all of a sudden, I think what happened, I downshifted on accident, and it just. But it didn't look like I hit the wall, but I did, because I had like pretty good bit of damage from that, so I knew I was in trouble.
We can go in your car,
You definitely
Johnny.
had a nice, interesting night then, because I totally forgot about this.
I'm gonna get a
gosh.
Yeah.
It sounds like you downshifted. Yeah, you downshifted in the first.
Yep.
Now, did you downshift because you thought you were going a little too fast and you wanted some extra slowdown speed? But
no, that was totally accident. I mean, I didn't even mean to, and it caught me off guard. Like I said, I didn't know exactly what happened at the time.
Yeah, you're lucky you didn't get the wall more than you did, and
it didn't really show too much. But like I said, when I went in, it showed I had it was like a minute damage again, but I was like, I can't wait. I mean, if I wait, I knew I wasn't gonna make it up. So, but I knew Rob was gonna be coming, and
yeah, and obviously Jeff had his trouble. Joe had his trouble at that point. You kind of know. In a way, you're racing Rob and Steve. You're racing your teammates.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
Last spot. Like it's all three of you kind of battling for two spots. So.
And you was moving good at the end, because Eli had told me he's like, they just said that you and Jeff is tied, and I'm like, man, I got to get around Brandon.
Yeah.
If I don't get around Brandon, and I'm like, I know Brandon probably knows that, so Brandon ain't gonna let me get around him. But I could never get you. So.
And the funny part is Eli listens to the broadcast as we're racing, and yeah, it's a little bit delayed, but he gets a lot of good information from it. And when he tells Johnny that, I think maybe 2 cars behind Johnny, maybe 1 car. And I speak up and I go, well, I'm not out of this fucking thing. What's he talking about? Because Eli had said that, Brett had said, it's race between Jeff and Johnny at that point.
Yeah.
Because Steve at that point had enough cushion to leap Jeff. I think Steve was running 8th and Jeff was running 19th or 20th.
Jeff was stuck in 20th. He was stuck in 20th. I think he was the only car one lap, so he couldn't.
Yeah,
he couldn't lose a spot. He couldn't gain anything.
Jump back to like lap 102, 110, somewhere there. I'd been the only car on the one lap down for like 30 laps, and I was 3 laps down, got a lucky dog. Got 2 laps down, get another lucky dog. Caution comes out for Jeff's wreck on the front stretch. Hey, I'm good. I'm on the lead lap, and then a car gasses up as I'm going by and drives on the side of me. And I was pretty hot over that. I'm not gonna lie. I keyed up and said, "Hold your brakes." Big. We talked about, hey, be aware of who you're racing around the playoff guys and try to be respectful and stuff. He said that he was broke. I know he didn't do it on purpose, but in the heat of the moment, I keyed up and said, "Hold your brakes." So I should have been back in the lead lap on like lap 92. And then it looked like I was going to get back in the lead lap. We go to, I think, 128, 126 before this yellow comes out. And from like 110 to like 122, Jeff gets lapped, and now Jeff's the first car lap down. And if a yellow comes out in that time period, I'm not back on the lead lap. So I didn't breathe easy until I caught Jeff and went by him, and I was ahead of him 1 lap down. And then I'm watching. I'm actually scrolling up on the standings, and I'm scrolling down the standings to see how far ahead of the leaders the next guy go lap down is. It's like 8 seconds, and it looks like they're only catching him maybe 3-4 tenths a lap. So I felt a little safe then, and luckily we get this yellow, and it gets me back on the lead lap, and I can come and get tires same time as everyone else does. But they're talking about Jeff and Johnny there, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not out of this. I'm still in this. Don't forget about me.
Brett must have forgot since I don't know if he was tracking your redemption all night, but like 3 laps down and come back, beat Jeff by 1 point.
Yeah, I think probably my teammates. You can ask them, but they're probably sick of hearing me say, "I just need a yellow. I just need a yellow." And I'm sure Johnny and Steve were praying I wouldn't get a yellow. Because up to that point they're pretty safe. So,
Johnny, were you wishing for a yellow there for your teammate?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
but no, honestly,
I know you guys had a nice spicy Discord all night.
Right.
We won't talk
No,
about
honestly, yeah. I mean, hey, it was gonna come down. I figured once Jeff had his problem, I figured it was gonna come down to like it was one of us, and I knew Rob was gonna be coming fast, and sure enough, once he passed me, I kind of was like, well, it's over, because he had got like 2 cars. I knew we was 1 point. I was 1 point ahead of him coming in. Then he was 2 ahead of me, 2 cars ahead of me. So I was like, well, that's pretty much the end of it, and really didn't know until the very end that I did get in.
Well, I think I said with like a lap to go that I think I said to Steve, "Hey, sorry, Steve. I think John and I just knocked you out." Because I'm counting the spots between me and Steve, and I knew if anyone was going to get knocked out by Steve, it was going to be me, because you had 2 points on me coming into the night, so Steve had to make up an extra 2 points, 2 spots on you. And I knew once I got to where I was safe from Steve knocking me out, I knew you automatically were, unless you were three spots behind me. So I think with 1 to go, we knew I knew you and I were safe. And then the question was, is Steve going to get enough to get it back? So it was kind of bittersweet, because we legitimately, if a couple of us could have got by Jim, a couple cars got by Jim. Jim wasn't completely safe at that point either. So it was pretty spicy the last 5 laps of what was going to happen.
Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, it definitely was tense. I know I was relaxed the whole race. I didn't
Yeah,
have to
I'm
worry
sure.
about nothing.
I'm sure you was.
I was not worried about nothing. I was just, I'm eating popcorn racing that car. I'm like, holy smokes, this is getting good. I was like, at one point I wanted to park it just so I could go talk to Brett in the booth. Like I was like, this is getting good. But
Um,
no, y'all survive, y'all get through, and now we're running. I don't know if we're doing our usual 8:30, but I want to get past Homestead. I want to stop talking about that. We'll stop dwelling on that and talk about these next 3 races. You guys can each go one after the other, but yeah, starting with Atlanta, we got the throwback race. You guys are all honoring past champions, and each one of you looking to become a champion. Johnny, you're the only one that has the chance to be a multi-time champion. Everybody else looking for their first, obviously. Yeah, what's your thoughts going into this weekend, and then obviously the next 2 races, and we got the full distance race at the end of this. So
That's
this
some.
is far from over.
Oh yeah, definitely far from over. Anything can happen. Atlanta. I feel pretty good about Atlanta. Uh, it's it's one of them tracks that I think you just race the track and don't make a mistake. Uh, the the bit I practice, you might run 20 laps good, and then all of a sudden you spin out. It's so it's gonna be. I think that track's definitely Atlanta's gonna be just racing the track and not make a mistake. And honestly, that's my goal for and the season I've had so far with all the mistakes that I did make this year, and still have a shot at the championship. Uh, my goal these next 3 races is run them clean, no mistakes, and where I end up is where I end up, and I'll be happy with that.
What about you two? What about you, Nick or Rob? What do you guys feel?
go ahead, Nick.
Pretty much exactly what Johnny said. That's kind of course, I'd love to win a championship, but I'm just like him. I'm gonna race the track, try not to make any mistakes, and have be there and have a shot at it uh, at that full length race. It's gonna be a tough one, that's for sure. Haven't run too many full length races.
And that'll be some attrition for all you guys. That'll be I would love to go into that race where all 5 of you are still mathematically like in this, and like we get obviously we get enough of a decent field too where like anything can happen. I think that would put on for a hell of a show.
Yeah,
Yeah, where
definitely.
every spot's gonna matter. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are in the field. Like every spot's gonna matter.
Yeah, so now here's another thing. Like I don't know if you guys been kind of doing this all playoffs, but like I noticed none of you got a bonus point last week. None of you stayed. I mean, obviously Rob's laps down, so he can't just get like one of them bonus points by staying out. But like neither you or Johnny. I mean, Johnny tried to get the lead on the start and he had it. He would have got his bonus point. But is that something you're looking for this round? But like, you know what? I'm gonna stay out. It might ruin some track position, but I feel so confident in my speed where like I want this bonus point. I need this bonus point.
If it comes down to like if I'm feeling really comfortable and confident with the car, I that's something I would take into consideration too. But I usually just try to I don't know,
Well, see
just
now he done.
yeah. Go ahead.
No, I say now Brandon done messed my head up, so I haven't even thought about that. But now that you say that, because it come down, me and Rob tied, so
Yeah, and
uh,
you both are 1 point ahead of Pogo and
right.
one point
So I
ahead, two
mean,
points ahead of Steve. If Jeff leads a lap miraculously, like
right,
I don't
Yeah,
know
then
what
it's
that's
that
true.
does.
It's a 3-way tie, and John and I move on because we finished ahead of him in the finishing order. The tiebreaker was finishing position in the cutoff race. Is what we said going into
I wasn't sure if it was
Chicago land.
cutoff race or the whole round.
No, we said. I went back and looked in the chat. We announced it before Chicagoland that it was finishing position in the cutoff race.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
So yeah, you got me thinking. I mean, that is something because I mean, 1 point's 1 point.
I'll
You'd be
make it.
sick to your
Go ahead, Johnny. Let's finish.
no, I say you'd be sick to your stomach. Come down to the championship and you missed it by 1 point.
Johnny, I've been there, buddy. That's how
I,
it's
I
gonna beat me. One point.
right and I'm gonna tell you, Nick, Rob, I mean Jeff. I mean not Jeff. Jim, Anthony. It's gonna be. There's some tough guys. I mean, this ain't fixing to be no walk in the cake. I mean,
No.
walk in the park for nobody. Uh, I feel like it's gonna be tough. Real tough.
I'm not gonna stay out to lead a lap under yellow, and I'm not gonna stay out. I'm gonna go in every race, knowing if it's green flag racing, when I'm in a pit. These guys can tell you, every race I know when I'm in a pit if it stays green, and this league it's way too hard to pass guys on the track. It's easier to pass them in the pits, and if you have passed them, I'm not going to stay out and give up a second and a half to lead a lap. You may have to stay out 5 or 6 laps to lead that lap, because we all have teammates. And I'll tell you right now, there's going to be teams out there that if they know me or Johnny are trying to stay out to lead a lap, one of those guys that aren't racing for a championship is going to stay out late so we don't get the point. And if we do outlast them, they've kept us out there long enough that we've given up 5 or 6 seconds to their teammate. One bonus point for leading a lap is one position on the track, and if you start chasing a bonus point, you're going to give up more positions than that in the finishing order. So, absolutely not. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to trade track position for a bonus point. The only bonus point I'm going to go for every week is the pole.
Yeah, I feel that too. That's kind of like my mentality also.
Well, you get that pole, it gives you a better chance of leading that lap. Easier too.
Yeah, but
yeah,
it is too hard to make up track position in this league if you stay out too long. You have to be significantly better than someone, especially at Atlanta and Nashville. They're not easy tracks to pass. Nashville especially. It's difficult to pass cars in Nashville. So track position's a premium. Atlanta, what I saw last night and tonight, it's gonna be hard to pass. And you're not gonna if you get a 20 lap sprint to the end, you're gonna be in trouble. So yeah.
And kind of piggyback on that, like you talking about the teammates, and there's nothing wrong with that because, hey, I would do it if I wasn't in, the top 5 for one of my teammates. But I think going forward with these races, you're gonna just about have to run your fuel out. All that pitting early or picking a number and pitting, I think that's out the window because you get trapped a lap down, you in trouble. So, I'm sure, like I was saying, if I wasn't in and Rob was running, I would stay out to the very last drop of fuel in my car, hoping for a caution, and then stay out again to trap Rob a lap down. You know what I mean? So I know that's going to be going on. So I think that's going to kind of force some hands on strategy on these races moving forward too.
Well, that's the other thing. Like while you're racing, whoever else is on the track, are you guys mostly monitoring the other 4 you're racing for this championship? Like, there's other guys obviously that you'll be out there racing door to door with still, and you see one of them pit, it might not matter as much as being like, oh, Anthony's pitting. I gotta duck in. Like I gotta match Anthony. I gotta match Jim. I gotta match those guys. I don't care about Pogo. I don't care about Mike Kelly. I don't care about me. I don't. You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right. I'm not pitting. I'm gonna be the last playoff driver pitting. I can promise you. I tell my strategy. I don't mind. I'm either gonna
getting caught a lap down.
I'm not getting caught a lap down. I'm gonna run it till there ain't no more gas in it, or all 4 other playoff drivers pit. One of the two's gonna happen.
Like, all right, those 4 have pitted. I can go now.
Yep, exactly.
I like that.
I'm not going to be racing that strategy. Especially Atlanta. I've won there 3 times now. All 3 of them are the same exact pit strategy. There's so much fall off Atlanta. You got to maximize your tire life and the good in your tires. Well, I'm going to say it because we replayed one today, and I'm gonna try to replay seasons 3, 4, and 5 over the next few days before we get to Sunday. But so last year at Atlanta, Jim Ott used Johnny's strategy. He stayed out. He ran the tank dry every time, and he was a tick better than I was. And I ended up beating him by, I think, 18, 19 seconds.
But the caution didn't fall.
The caution didn't fall.
That's what I'm saying. The caution didn't fall.
And if the caution falls, the nice thing about Atlanta is you can if you pit from within 2 or 3 seconds of the leader, and the caution falls like 15 laps after you come out of the pits, you've already unlapped yourself. The only way you're going to get trapped a lap down, the caution comes out, if it's within probably 12 laps of you coming out of the pits, because there's so much tire fall off. You're talking almost 2 seconds a lap tire fall off.
And here at Atlanta,
12 laps is too much. That's too much of a window. I'd get stuck. That would be me.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to me? It happened at Indy. It happened to me at Indy. Pogo and me pitted the same lap. He was 2 seconds ahead of me. That was just enough for me to be just behind the leader. He was ahead of the leader. I was behind. He got to restart first after everything got cycled through. I had to take the wave around. Restarted 19th. We were running 4th and 5th with each other. Like, that's my luck.
That's a horrible feeling.
Oh yeah, and that's what I'm. Like I said, in this playoff, I'm not gonna be trapped a lap down. Because I can promise to you, Mark, what I say. Somebody's gonna spin out coming off of pit road. That bump, I guarantee you. So I'm gonna be one of the last ones pitting, because I can promise you that caution's coming out from someone coming off of pit road.
He's not lying. That bump is. I feel it's worse.
It's brutal.
It's worse right now than I've ever seen it.
It is. It is. And I don't ever remember Atlanta being so. And I haven't run Atlanta in forever, but I just don't remember it being as slick as it is out there right now neither.
Well, I just wonder if they're not obviously it's old Atlanta. So I don't know if iRacing keeps up with that track as much now that they have new Atlanta.
I feel like
so I don't know if the car gets away from what the track was, if that makes sense, because they keep updating the car. But are they?
No, I think they have, because they ran an official back in, I want to say November or December. It was a whole week of official races there. So I feel like they do. I think it's just. I'm thinking back to the last couple of years, and the first couple of days I'm running it, I'm horribly loose, and I have to figure it out again. I mean, if you look at where Johnny and Nick and I were last night compared to tonight, I mean, we've gained. I'm not going to say what our lap times are, but we've gained 6 tenths from where we started out last night. So, in a qualifying trim, we've gained 8 tenths probably. So.
Yeah, probably so. Which we do that every week, you know.
Yeah.
And like I didn't help myself today. I said, jump in my car, and I'll take you for a ride and show you what I'm doing. And Nick goes out and gains 3 tenths and goes, "Thanks, Rob." So that happens a lot on our team. One of us figures something else, and we share it. And I mean, there's no secrets in our team. We give each other the weapons to beat each other.
That's what I was saying last Friday or whatever. Is that that's why I love being on this team. I mean,
so you have your Sim Magic stuff in the wheel or in the cart, is what you're saying, Nick?
I can't say yes or no to that.
I'm not sure why everyone is like saying this. It's the Sim Magic stuff.
No.
Well, I can tell you, since I went to it,
it's
made a big difference.
Once Johnny went, we're like, I think the whole team's going. I think Eli's got one too.
I will say when I went from when I got this new one, I could just feel way more. If you compare it to my belt drive Fanatec that was, I don't know, 10 years old, it's night and day. But yeah, it's what I love about this team we built. You know, it's one of us gets down, and well, you know, Steve was kind of a little discouraged on Sunday morning. He was struggling, and you know, sent him a text and like, hey, you're not out of this. It's, you know, anything can happen. And look, I mean, with 4 to go, he thought he had no chance, and he had every chance, you know. And if that caution doesn't come out, he's in. So that, because I think he was running like 7th or 6th before that caution, right? And then in the stack up, he lost a couple spots. So our team we pick each other up. I've been dog shit at tracks, and Johnny or Nick or Steve will say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Jump in my car, go for a ride with me. And I do, and oh shit, that's what I'm doing wrong.
Kind of the same thing I do, but it's usually halfway through the race when I figure it out.
And let's not forget Lamaga. Lamaga's coming back this week, so he's going to make a second start of the year.
Yep, so actually, yeah, that's another thing I want to mention about this weekend. Tribute cars, we already said it. Who's running whose car? Let's hear it. Johnny, you running yourself?
No, I'm not running myself. I'm gonna run Jim Ross's car.
Sean Ross.
Yep. Nice.
Yep. So I'm actually looking forward to running his paint. You know, I got a chance to race with him. There. Yep. Race with him a good bit, and I've always got along with him good, and he raced me clean all the time. So, yeah, looking forward to running his paint.
Yeah, I got Johnny.
Oh.
So I got the guy that sounds like Mike Helton. I got season 1 champ Keith Fallon. I'm driving the Captain Jack Smokehouse.
Very nice. Yep.
Car.
Yeah, I'll have that done up for you, and
then Lamaga, O'Day Lamaga's coming back. They're gonna start this week. And you're gonna run Jeff Pogel's car, because Eli wanted to run the dirtbag clothing car of Wes Frank Norman, his former teammate and longtime member of our league that passed away 3 years ago. And then Steve is going to run Frank's car. So Steve is going to be driving the Out of the Woods Crafts Ford Mustang. It's not going to be a Chevy, but yeah. And then I want to bring up that John Ross is going to be in the house. He's going to be the Grand Marshal for the race. We're going to shut the cars off in the front stretch and start them up on his command, and then we're going to have a 2-man commentary booth this week. John is going to go up and call the race color commentary with Brett, so that'd be cool.
I know who he's pulling for.
Do you see John Ross as more? Yeah, he's going to be rooting. That's why Johnny picked that car.
That's exactly right.
It all makes sense now. But,
exactly.
Yeah, I think. Are we also going to try to have him on this Friday's podcast with us, Rob?
Yeah, I'm going to reach out to him. Him and I talked about it a couple weeks ago. I just want to remind him, and then
awesome.
I think John's up in the booth. Brett's going to work him and see if John will come back in 2 weeks and do
Thursday.
the full length. Do the full length race.
I thought we were talking. Maybe try to convince him to race on Thursdays with us.
Well, no, I'm going to have that conversation with him, but Brett's going to try to get him to come back, and because we don't want Brett doing the 267 laps by himself, so he's gonna put John on the spot.
I tell you what,
and ask him on there.
As much as I love driving the car, if you guys are in a tight point battle with, I think I'm gonna rather be in the booth. I want to call that if John Ross can't like.
Well, we might need you for car count because
that's the determining factor for
that
me.
race is going to go
be
long, and I think with the other leagues starting their limited series that night in the next gen car, I think we're going to lose. I think we're only going to lose 3-4 cars.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the 31 cars from the other night, I would say let's look real quick.
Joe Hudson might be the first.
Joe would be the first, and then probably
maybe Aiden
Simley. Yeah.
I thought he was over. I think Scott's over 3,000.
No, he's like 20 something. Oh no, he's 4,100. Never mind. Who am I thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think Scott's one of the guys when the Sim 500 guys first started joining. I originally turned away and said no.
Yeah, Aiden.
didn't know the cap was getting bumped, but
while y'all doing this, I'm sorry, but I do got to run.
Yeah, no problem.
So I do appreciate y'all having me on, and
we appreciate
you coming on. Look forward to these last 3 races.
Yeah, we thank you for coming on, and hopefully, hopefully we're talking to you after the Kansas race and talking about our first 2-time champion in the 802 Cup Series.
Wow, Nick, he just shit on us.
Well, thank you. We'll talk to y'all later.
I'm going to say this to all of you guys. I'm going to say this to every one of you. Rob, we talk each week anyways. You'll be here anyway.
No, I know, yeah.
But, yeah. I think John will do it. I just think that race is going to be so exciting. I'm not going to, I want to be in the race. I like being a factor, but I want to watch what you guys are doing. And you're not going to all be right next to my car. That's for sure. So, but, yeah, I mean, Nick, out of these 3 tracks, you got one that's like, I kind of did this to myself in the first round. I was like, I need to have a good race in Michigan. Ended up not having one, disconnected, no big deal. But, yeah, is there like a track where you're like, I got to capitalize because I know I'm good there? Like, this isn't the best track out of these 3. I got to capitalize and, like, make sure you don't. Nope, they're all, yeah.
Like no, I'm just taking one at I'm just taking one at a time.
Yep. Rob, I'm sure you have kind of the same approach, but Atlanta's probably also like I know you're good at Atlanta. I know you're really good at Nashville. But
yeah, I've won multiple times in the league on.
I think both those tracks.
I've run at all 3 tracks, so yeah, I'd say the one that worries the most is Atlanta.
Really, I would.
No, and I'm not so much worried about. There's not many tracks that I don't worry about me making a mistake at. But these 3 tracks, I know them pretty well. I'm pretty solid at them. What I'm really worried about is Atlanta is someone else making a mistake racing around me. It's so easy to just put the wrong wheel input in or pick up the throttle at the wrong place off both corners at Atlanta, and the car is out from. Nick can tell you this. It's out from under you instantly.
Oh yeah, there's no time to correct it. I mean, it's yeah.
That's my worry. Is I'm not worried about. I'm more capable of making mistakes. We've proved that all year. But I feel like I'm more worried about someone else making a mistake that collects. Not just me. The last thing I want to see is any of the Championship 5 get caught up in someone else's calamity. Yep. And I guarantee you, Atlanta, that's going to happen to somebody, because I think we all know how bad Chicago was, as far as just snap loose, especially off 4. We saw it. We saw it with Anthony. We saw it with really good drivers, right? I would say Atlanta's worse than Chicagoland.
Yep, I was just going to say that.
So, yeah. I'd be shocked if one of us Championship 5 isn't wiped out by someone else's mistake at Atlanta. Or it could be one of our own mistakes. I'm not saying any of us are perfect. I think how many times did I spin out last night, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, hell, we all had a fair share last night, that's for sure.
And then
but
tonight,
we did better tonight.
Yep. Yeah, tonight was rock solid, really. So, yeah, I make no bones secrets about it. I'm putting the hours in the sim the next 3 weeks to go for this because I said it all along. I didn't. These guys can tell you I didn't practice in the regular season. There was weeks. What I do? I jump on maybe Sunday or Saturday for a couple sessions real quick. And one thing I like about the playoff format is you just gotta get into the top 15, and then you can race. So when it came playoff time, then it's time to get serious. But I'll tell you right now that I think Nick is going to be Nick and Johnny both, but Nick's on fire right now. You talk about Kid Rocket. That's Nick. The last
I haven't heard that in a while.
That's the last month. He's Kid Rocket. Nick's dangerous right now, and not in a bad way. But
yeah,
Jim's gonna be dangerous. Anthony's gonna be dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these five are just
There's not
it's
anyone
gonna be a battle.
Anyone in the top 5 that can't go to any one of these 3 tracks and win the race. No one would be shocked. I don't feel like if any one of us won at any of these 3 tracks.
Well, I'll say that even about guys that have already been eliminated too. Like any one of them, Steve gets in this top 5, he's just as dangerous. Pogo, I mean, the list of people that, it's just the playoffs really put a swing on this season that was actually a lot more dramatic than I actually thought it would be. I thought it would still be kind of status quo. I kind of figured just like kind of like NASCAR, like you could kind of call who would be like, all right, this is nope. It was chaos. I enjoyed it. I'm glad next year we're going back to just straight points. It's way easier for me. But
we say that now, but
it was thrilling.
Man, you can't deny
the excitement of it. I want to do a chase. I'd rather do I'd rather do like we did the season with me and Frank.
Yeah.
We did I think we did a 7-race chase, which
I
didn't mind that.
One thing
I was just actually just looking at like all the different seasons to see your guys' Atlanta stats, and then I started looking season to season, and I got stuck on that one because Johnny brought up losing by 1 point. I just had to look at it for a second, but yeah. Well, I like that format, and that's kind of what NASCAR is doing, and I like the NASCAR also like their points where like a win rewards you more. Like I feel like it puts a big emphasis on winning. Winning should matter more, and like we don't really do the win and you're in because I don't really like that. I think that's dumb. So I'm glad we didn't do that part of the playoffs. But
if we can just for a minute, I want to get off the top 5, the championship 5 here. Let's one thing I want to just talk about, and Brandon and Nick, I want to hear your thoughts on it. But the level of competition over the last 10 weeks. I feel like everyone that's racing weekly has been, and we've touched on it, Brandon, in the podcast, but everyone's been lifted up by having the Chad Colemans, the Josh Parkers, the Mike Kellys, the Anthonys, have those guys coming in here that are higher RE rating than we usually have run against seasons past. I mean, Chad came in this week, and Chad's usually, let's face it, pretty lights out, right? And I think Chad would probably tell you if he was here, he was up on the wheel all night. Like, it's just the level of competition, the racing, the go. We've had 6 playoff races, and 3 of them went caution free. Can't say enough good about this league and the drivers in it.
not only that, what is it when the parity right now? Since we've came back from like our 2-week break, there's not been a repeat winner. Had 7 races, 7 different winners. Like, it's like you said, it's picked up a lot ever since, like even right before the playoffs. So
The one thing I'll say about Homestead, and I'm gonna cover it. I had a long post typed out at 5 a.m. Monday morning, and it's sitting in my notes on my phone, and it may still go on the Discord. Um, I left Homestead a little disappointed in the position some of the new guys in the last 3-4 weeks were putting playoff drivers late in the race when they had nothing to gain running mid-pack. The dive bombs, the repeated dive bombs, until finally the playoff driver said, I'm just going to give it to you because if I don't, I'm going to get wrecked. I had a bunch of people reach out to me.
Yeah, I'm not even a playoff driver, and I noticed that.
This isn't, I'm just going to be blunt. This is not that league. If that is how you race and that's what you think is acceptable, then you should probably evaluate if this is a league for you. It's not what we're about. We should not go to a track like Homestead that is that spacious and that much room off the corners and have 8 cautions. We went to Gateway, narrowed up track. Yeah, there's only 20-something cars. But I saw give and take all night. There was very little give on Sunday and a whole lot of take. And whether I'm in the Championship 5 or not, my conversation Sunday in the drivers' meetings would be the same. Do not put playoff drivers in a bad position because you want to be selfish. Almost to a man, the guys that came in the last few weeks have said, well, I can't believe you guys take people in for the playoffs. We would never do that in our leagues that we've raced in before. We've adminned. So they're telling me that. Just stop in the race and think about why you're telling me that, and say, hey, is this position I should be putting someone in? So I think that's a fair statement. Brandon, don't you? I tell you all the time, don't be afraid to check me if I'm wrong. What are your thoughts?
I 1000% agree. I mean, personally, I see a new driver coming into a new league no different than myself. I'm out of the playoffs. I know how to race aggressively, but still not really like fucking up a playoff driver's like a night. And they should, even though they've never raced with any of us before, they should have that ability, because if you don't have that ability even in your first race of the league, how are you going to have that even if you're a full season invested into it and not a playoff driver? You know, does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like this is your first day on iRacing, and if it is, then maybe you need to take a little time to like get acclimated to like the server. But yeah, it shouldn't matter if you've been in the league for 100 races or 1 race. You should know how to race around playoff drivers and people that are racing for bigger things.
I'd point out a moment in the race Sunday night. I heard Jim Ott key up and thank Mike Kelly for the way he was racing him. There's 2 veteran drivers. Mike's been with us most of the season. Jim's been with us for, this is his 2nd season. But 2 guys that I respect highly, that you can race side by side with. And from what I heard from Jim keying up, I didn't go back and look at it, but it sounds like Mike probably rode out the throttle for him and gave him a spot and didn't put him in a bad spot. Like, that's the awareness that we asked for. And I think we own a piece of it as admins. We're going to go and use the nickname function. I don't know if we're just going to put the playoff driver's first name, so when you're looking at your relative, you just see Anthony, Nick, Rob, Johnny, Jim, or if we put their names in all caps. But we're going to do something around the nickname, because once you put the nickname in, that's all it shows on the relative. So it's very obvious from your relative that who's a playoff driver and who's not.
I think the 5 playoff drivers, you guys at least have been updating your banner, so I appreciate that. I'll post the new ones for this week also, just so you guys know.
Let's go a really bright color that doesn't contrast with anyone's paint scheme.
I believe it's a lime green.
Yeah, I don't think that would contrast with anyone's. So that's good.
I don't ask me why I decided to do different colors each round. It was probably really annoying to have to change it each round, but it's kind of how I just did the schedule, and I was like, oh, maybe it'll just look better if I line each one up with like how I did the schedule. Because like on the Cup schedule, that's how they did it. Was like they had each round a different color, and I was like, all right, that makes sense. I mean, I might be good at graphics, but like I do steal ideas from other things that I see. Like, I ain't the smartest guy when it comes to designing things, but I can design it. I just need the visual first. Like I used to be like when I was a little kid, I used to love drawing race cars, and I just had to have the picture next to me, and I could draw the shit like, and it would look really good. But if I didn't have that picture next to me, nope. And just think of it from like memory.
Yeah, I was the same exact way.
Yeah,
so
nice
real quick,
green banner.
Yeah, I like that. Real quick, we're 13 hours out to announcing the new series. We got 17 drivers signed up, so I feel like that's a pretty good. You know, and we have a lot of guys that don't look at Discord much during the week, so feeling pretty good about where we're there. You know, Freaky Fast we know requires 20 drivers. I think we're not gonna have any problem getting that. So I think we're gonna be up 30 or north of that. So, Nick, thanks for coming on tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
6 o'clock tomorrow night, usual time.
Yep.
Don't be late. Bring the donuts.
What time's UPS getting to your house tomorrow?
Usually around 4.
Nick, do you have something you want to share? Or is the girlfriend listening?
She's right upstairs.
Come on, Nick, just whisper it. Just tell us.
No, I didn't get anything yet.
Here's what I'll tell you, bud. Buy once, cry once. Just go with the ultra. Go with the big boy.
Now, like we said Friday, Nick, this is all my fault. I'm the one that told Rob when he was telling me like he wanted. I said just go dive in.
No, I bought the 12 meter wheelbase. You told me to buy the hydraulic pedals.
Oh yeah, I told you to get everything.
And I will tell you,
if you're gonna get one thing, you might as well upgrade everything at once.
The hydraulic,
go all out.
The hydraulic pedals.
Like, the triples, like yeah, get the new seat, get it all, get it all.
There is not one piece of my rig, from PC to the mouse to the rig itself, that isn't new since March, and I'm kind of ashamed to say that. Well, I take that back. My button box, my Stream Deck, I've had that for like 4 years. So I guess there is one thing still old, and no, I'm not updating it. But anyone listening, I would say invest in hydraulic pedals. It makes the braking, like at Gateway, I was able to go in, back off the preload, put a little more hydraulic pressure into it, and well, Nick can tell you, the first night we practiced, I was locking the left front up horrible, wasn't I, Nick?
Yeah. Yep.
And after about half an hour of just tweaking and the software, and then the hydraulic pressure and the preload on the springs on it, I got where it was pretty easy to get through 1 and 2. So
I want Nick's Gateway setup. That's what I want for next year.
No, I can't share that.
Like, I ain't even told my teammates what I did yet. I gave him a little bit.
No, I'm pretty sure we gave Nick his setup.
Yep.
But I'll say it's publicly sourced too. Anyone can find it. You just gotta know where to look. So, Brent, you got any other questions for us?
No, I think that's it. It was more fun when Johnny was here. I could grill all you guys together. I think we kind of got through everything. Maybe Friday with John Ross. Maybe hopefully we can get Jim and Anthony on for a minute.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And we're gonna work on John. It'd be good
to have John grill him a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna work on John for Thursday nights, right?
Yep. That'll be our main goal if he can come on. We're gonna, yeah. We'll see. I don't know. Me and John had our run in. I'm sure he's over it. I'm over it. But yeah, it'll be fun to talk to him, and I mean, at the beginning of this year, I think you had brought him up, and I was like, "Are you gonna ask him to come back to race on Sundays?" And I don't know if it just doesn't work in his time slot, or if it's like his IR is probably way too high by now. But yeah,
I'm not sure what his IR is.
Right.
But yeah, I think he has something going on Sundays. I would love to have John come back.
Yeah.
Let me you know what his IR is. Let's look it up. That's not the right John Ross.
That's not John Ross.
Here, there's an easy.
Here, I can look up his name thing on the.
How come we gotta look up Mr. SimHub because for some reason retired seasons will not show for me.
John Ross 7 is his number after his name on there.
John is 3001.
Yes, just over 3,000.
And we're good to 3,500. He would be good because our cap's 3,500 on Sunday nights.
Yeah. Sneaks. Well, when we excel, he'd have to race one of these last races. Because we're dropping down to 3, aren't we?
No, 3,500.
3,500. All right, John, you're good then. I was gonna say, just drop it down, just a couple. Have a bad race. Act like we never saw it over 3. But yeah, hopefully John can come on Friday and get those other 2 Championship 5 guys, and yeah, it'll be good. We'll recap the Busch race since we don't have anything else, and maybe by then we can dive into what we're doing on Thursdays even a little bit more. But unless you got anything else, Rob, just in general wise, I think we've been on here for an hour and a half.
I'm kind of hoping maybe by Friday we might have something announced for Tuesdays. Is that a possibility?
Yes, and that's another thing. Teaser. That's the teaser because we'll have some good news about that. I think all systems go on that. I know I'll dive into it more, and if we can also find a broadcaster that we all approve of, I don't mind sponsoring said series perhaps. So we'll figure something out with that, and hopefully we have more to announce Friday.
Sounds good.
But other than that, thank you, Nick, for coming on once again. I think you're the first guest to go back to back on a podcast, so it's a little props to you, and I wish you the best of luck in this Championship 5. I mean, I got my teammates. I mean, there's not one guy that I would not be thrilled to win this championship, but behind my teammate, because he is my teammate, I think I'm rooting for you just because like you're like a dark horse guy that's just come on strong within this playoff. Like you've always run really solid, but this run that you've been on in the playoffs is awesome, and I don't want it to stop. So yeah, I hope you win this championship. Don't forget, I said something also like this to Johnny too. I'll get Rob on Friday. Each one of you, I'm gonna say that I'm rooting for you.
I appreciate it.
So what he's saying is he's covering his bases, so he can say he called it.
Yeah.
Damn right. Damn right.
He's like the guy that he goes up and puts $5 each on black and red, and then throws another another $10 marker on doubles on green for 00 at the roulette wheel.
You gotta cover all your bases.
Okay, guys.
All right.
Let's roll out of here. And, yeah. We're just gonna do some music on the way out tonight.
Yeah, we'll see you guys Friday.
Have a good night, everyone. And you've been listening to the AO2 iRacing Leagues podcast with myself, Rob Lowell, Brandon Garrand, Johnny Barker, and Nick Larson. Have a good night, and we'll be back. We'll be back on Friday for our regular podcast.